大谷翔平選手が今日で10試合連続安打達成となり、山本由伸投手は今季9勝目となる好投を披露しました。今日から始まったレッズとの3連戦で2人の活躍で見事にドジャースが勝利。現地放送局も山本投手の好投と大谷翔平選手の打撃を称賛していました。翻訳してお届けいたします。
The final outs of this game, but Jack Dreyer got the save.
Yeah, listen, Blake Trinan, a little rust did show tonight, but we know he's going to be just fine. He is a big game pitcher, but Yoshi set the tone on the mound, 7 strong innings, and the offense, outstanding job putting some runs on the board.
Yeah, they got him some run support, which was fantastic, but Yoshi was great to watch. I mean, really getting ahead of hitters is incredible. Around 90% of the time, it's a first pitch strike. That is really impressive.
And we saw Teoscar Hernandez a couple of key hits and key RBIs in this game, and right now he's standing by in Cincinnati with Kirsten Watson.
Teoscar, tonight you had 2 hits, 2 RBI. When you think about just what's been the key for getting things going in the heart of the order, what would that be for you?
I think getting a good pitch to hit and not trying to do too much. We got a good lineup, guys that can run. Obviously, I don't have to put the ball in the gap so we can score runs. With a single swing and get a hit, I think that's enough, and we did that today.
You were facing off against Burns. He was hitting 101, 102. How were you able to get to him early in this one?
You know, he didn't miss many pitches in the heart of the plate. I get one in the first inning, but I get a hit, and then after that, he was stealing. I think he threw a very good baseball game. He missed some spots and walked some guys, but I think he did good today.
You started this road trip in Boston, and a place where you love to play. Then you come here to Cincinnati, a place where you love to hit and get some really good numbers. Would you say that this has just been a kind of a confidence boost for you, especially since coming off the IL?
Yeah, you know, I've been working really hard trying to get my timing back, especially now that I can play in these fields that I feel really comfortable hitting, that I can see the ball really good, and you know, just trying to keep going, trying to make this good timing as long as I can, and hopefully get it to the playoff.
And it wasn't just the offense today. The support you all were able to give Yoshinobu Yamamoto, how impressive was he?
I mean, Yamamoto, we always expect that from him. He's one of the best one in the business right now. He was not missing a lot of pitches outside of the strike zone. He was hitting the corners, getting the pitch when he wanted to throw it, and you know, it's just another good one for him.
All right, well, congratulations on this win, Teoscar.
Thank you.
And we talked on the pregame show, Nomar, about the Dodgers offense really struggling the entire month of July. Both you and Jerry talked about you just need your best players to be your best players. And you look at the top 4 guys in the lineup tonight, they go 6 for 17. They reach base 9 times, and they knocked in all 5 runs.
Yeah, and that's getting it done. And that's exactly what they needed, because it really does just kind of boost the rest of this lineup. Obviously, you need your superstars to come through, get things going. And Mookie Betts, right from the very first at-bat, the double down the line. Great swing we talked about, using that top hand. I think that really just set the tone early. And the fact that they were able to score a run in that first inning, I think was critical. Jerry was like, hey, how about a 4 or 5 spot in the first inning? You're exactly right, Jerry. We haven't seen that in a while, but at least we saw one.
Yes.
They did that and capitalized it. It's a little different if that pitcher, that rookie was able to get out of that inning without giving up a run, facing that top of the line, but he got at least one, and then the offense still found a way to keep pecking away and getting that timely hitting finally and coming through.
And it started with Mookie Betts. Listen, Nomar, I know you let off a little bit in your career as a rookie, and then I let off a little bit of my career. When you're leading off, especially on the road, hey, I'm setting the tone. I'm on the base. Via hit or walk, I'm going to make something happen. Mookie Betts, rocket double, and we had action. We put up 1 run, but we able to set the tone offensively, and Yamamoto really took care of the rest.
And to your point, Jerry, talking about Mookie Betts with a multi-hit game for the first time in a couple of weeks. He also walked once, scored 3 times, stole his 7th base. That's the Mookie Betts the Dodgers really need the rest of the way.
Without question, listen, we know Mookie Betts hasn't had the season to his liking. We know he is a Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's a champion. You're going to have seasons where it's not going to be there to start, but you got a whole lot of baseball left if you're Mookie Betts. Entire second half, and also a long postseason ending with a World Series. So Mookie Betts looked like Mookie tonight. Running, we love to see Mookie Betts use his speed, getting scoring position, but more importantly, I love his bat tonight. Able to really jump on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, his first at bat, covering that thing. That will give you some confidence at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, that is the key, is the confidence. And we talk about sometimes whether you're in a certain place like we were talking about Teoscar Hernandez, seeing at Fenway Park or here in Cincinnati, where it says, yeah, I feel pretty confident because I see the ball really well in these places. Or it's a matter of being in a certain spot in the lineup where you just feel that confidence, or you feel comfortable and say, oh, this is me. Now I'm kind of back, and then I can kind of maybe feel like I'm being myself. I can do the little things that I used to do. And I know Mookie Betts has been hitting in the leadoff spot. He has done that. But to have a game where you have success along being in a spot like that, and then also utilizing the legs, doing those little things where you're just like, all right, this is me, this is who I am, could also build up your confidence.
Listen, look at the stat line right there. Mookie Betts, 2 for 4, double, 3 runs scored. That's what you want. You want to have at least 2 runs scored. 3 is icing on the cake. That's setting the table.
Setting the table, and a lot of great hitters behind him. They knocked him in 3 times in this game. Let's head back to the booth. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Jessica Mendoza.
Dodgers get 7 innings from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They get 5 runs from the offense and win this game 5-2.
You know, I love, too, that the offense scored throughout the game. And when we talk about them scoring early, not scoring late, just scoring late, but not enough. So in the first inning, all the way to the 7th inning, and Yamamoto,
yeah, he was really
6
good.
different pitches and all the swing and miss.
And he hands it off to Tyler Glasnow tomorrow. Tries to build off of that 12 strikeout game last week.
And the length that Glasnow gave, Yamamoto gave, I mean, that's been the thing to help this bullpen. That's the biggest thing for Glasnow, is how much the 7 innings and the 12 K mattered.
All right, Dodgers going for the series win. They dropped the first series of this trip. They try to win one tomorrow against Cincinnati.
All right, thanks, Joe and Jessica and Jerry. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was just absolutely outstanding tonight. A career high in swings and misses. And there was one moment in the game in the 3rd inning where it could have gotten away from him. He has 1st and 3rd and 1 out, and he made all of the pitches he needed to get out of this thing unscathed.
Well, we talked about on the pregame show, especially there in that ballpark, you have to be able to limit damage. You don't want 1 run to turn into 4 or 5, and especially in a 1-1 ball game, you got to make sure you make your pitches. And boy, did he make his pitches to get out of that 1st and 3rd situation. And really, that was outside of the 9th inning. That was the threat. I think the momentum shifted right after that. Able to get out of that jam right there.
Yeah, and getting out of it was huge, but also picking up your teammates. I mean, I think, they gave that 1 ball a hit, and I think it should have been an error miscue out there in left field. But I'll tell you, to be able to put up that 0, that helps your team out an awful lot. I mean, that picks you up. You feel awful that you don't come up with the play behind a pitcher that you know is your ace, and you're trying to get him some runs, and you're trying to help him out there, and then you have a miscue like that, and you're thinking, okay, is this going to be a big inning, or am I going to hurt my pitcher? But he still gets out of it. That's a boost for everyone. It really is. And then after that, saw the offense kind of put some runs up. Yamamoto had shutdown innings as well. He was efficient. He was quick. It was just really impressive performance. Like right after that, after that traffic, settling in and making sure he had those quick innings.
And even as a defender, even if you're not credited with an error, you should have had that play. You're saying, please, Yamamoto, pick us up, man.
Yeah.
Please, pick me up right here. He did just that.
He certainly did. And after that 3rd inning, he only faced 1 over the minimum over his next 4 innings. Speaking of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, right now he's with Kirsten and the media.
Yoshi, when you look at just your results today, the efficiency, Mark Pryor and Dave have talked a lot about just focusing on first pitch strike. How are you able to do that? And today, how much of a priority was that for you today?
今日素晴らしいピッチングだったんですけども、マークコーチと、was it Doc? Yeah, Doc. マークコーチと、監督が、初球ストライクの重要性っていうのをちょっとお話しされてたと思うんですけども、それが今日できたように思うんですけども、それはどういう感じでできたと思われますか？
そこはいつももちろん心がけて取り組んでいることではありますけど、うまくいかない試合が増えてたので、今日はうまくいってよかったです。
That's something I always trying to make it happen during the game. First pitch strike. That's very important. I know that. I understand. And then, however, because recent my outing, I was not able to do it. So that was good. I was able to do that tonight.
Would you just say this might have been the best all of your pitches have felt today? Just how you were able to go and use essentially your entire pitch mix?
今日配球とかも含めて、すごい最近では一番良かったゲームじゃないかと思うんですけども、その辺はどう自分で今日感じられました？
そうですね、調子はすごく良かったと思いますし、前回は、5イニングでなんていうんだろう、失点も重ねてたので、それと比べるとすごく良かったと思いますし、 いい試合が増えてきているので、はい、まあいいことだと思います。
My staff condition today, today's my condition and stuff were really good compared to last outing, because I made it to only like 5 innings. So compared to that last outing, I think I did a good job today.
And getting so much swing and miss, is that sort of getting the swing and miss? Is that a byproduct of just your stuff being really good today, or is that just sort of how you were executing and sequencing your pitches?
空振りが結構多かったんですけども、そこがうまくいってた要因っていうのはどういうところですか？
まあ今日の配球はすごいこうなんていうんだろう、裏をかく配球がいつもと比べるとすごく多かったので、まあそこはこうバッターを混乱させれながら。できたのが空振りだったりにつながったかなと思います。
I think today's pitch sequence, was a little bit different, because I think Rush was calling a great game, and then I think that kind of helped keeping them off balance.
After the last 2 days for the Dodgers at Fenway Park in Boston, really good bounce-back performance tonight in Cincinnati. Let's get to the highlights on Monday Night Baseball in the Queen City. Dodgers trying to get back into the win column. Top of the first, Jared, we talked about Mookie Betts, top of the show against Chase Burns, who throws a lot of heat, turns this one around.
Yeah, he put on the afterburners after he hit this ball right down the left field line. Rocket off of Mookie Betts' bat. We got a leadoff double.
Take another look at this swing by Mookie.
Look at this top hand here.
Yeah.
Short, quick. Look at that top hand.
Yeah, it's not a matter of having bat speed or you need better bat velocity, whatever their measurement. It's about just being quick to the ball, short to the ball. That's exactly what Mookie Betts did right there to get to 99 miles an hour.
And before that, Shohei Ohtani did a great job moving Mookie Betts over.
Exactly.
Did a great job. Great job, Teoscar Hernandez on the drawn-in infield. Just square it up, hit it hard, it'll find a hole.
The Dodgers doing the little things as well. They pick up the run to lead it 1-0. But bottom of the first, Yoshinobu facing Matt McClain just finds that hole on the right side.
Is he in relation to John McClain?
Nope. 2 batters later, 2-1 for Austin Hayes. That loads the bases.
There was one I think Michael Conforto was considering diving and thinking, okay, may have had a chance, but he's like, okay, let me just hold up. Give Yamamoto a chance.
Old friend Gavin Lux, slow ground ball to second. He's out at first, but the run scores to tie it up. So 1-1 game. Spencer Steer drives it to left off the bat. This looked like trouble, but Conforto makes the catch.
That was a really nice play by Michael Conforto.
Yes, it was.
Good angle of the ball, catching it over his shoulder. Good job.
Top 2, Chase Burns back out there throwing 100-mile-an-hour heaters, and Sung Kim, you could tell, limited by that shoulder.
That ball's perfectly placed at that velocity.
Goes to the slider to get Miguel Rojas, and then Dalton Rushing 101.
I mean, you got this kid and Hunter Green, too, and Abbott. Ooh, Lord.
Bottom 2, Yamamoto facing Tyler Stevenson, climbs the ladder.
Good pitch right there. Remember, we talked about it. When he has that split and he's dotting that fastball low, they can chase that high one.
Heck yeah. I mean, he's changing the eyesight.
Yes.
I mean, right now, if you're a hitter going up with down low, up with the fastball, you don't know where to look.
1-1, bottom 3, TJ Friedl to right field for extra bases.
Like, okay, he missed a spot there, got a little bit more of the plate than he wanted to. Lead off double, but this is where you just really got to buckle down.
1 out for Ellie De La Cruz. Jerry, this is the one you guys talked about, the fielders you know that you should have had it.
Yeah. It was really interesting the way Michael Conforto, was almost like he glanced at Mookie, but, I don't know if he was thinking Mookie Betts was going to be near him, but this is you all the way. You just got to call it. This is your ball. There's no way a shortstop gets it. You just got to trust yourself.
Yeah, he hesitated a little bit, but you're right. As an outfielder, you got to take charge of that ball.
Gets Hayes, though, with the splitter. Huge strikeout there. There were first and third, 1 out, and then Lux pops up, and Yoshi gets out of the jam.
Outstanding job picking up your teammates right there. That's what an ace does.
Yep. Still 1-1, bottom 4. Stevenson at the plate, and Yoshi gets him.
Man, that was dirty. You're like, yeah, that was perfectly pitched. He's like, that's one where you kind of question the umpire, like, no, you're right, that's a strike.
Top of the fifth, Miguel Rojas continues to swing the bats.
How big has Miggy Rowe been for our ball club, man? Outstanding job. Doesn't get a whole lot of that bats, but outstanding job getting hits, getting on base, playing great defense.
And the hustle, getting into scoring position. Mookie Betts delivers.
Scolded off the bat of Mookie.
So the Dodgers have him cornered now. After the base hit by Mookie, is Marte not able to handle that hot shot.
It's a good sign when Mookie Betts is using that top hand, pulling the ball, and hitting it hard.
Speaking of hitting it hard, 99 coming in, 111 off the bat. Shohei comes through.
That ball got past the center fielder in a heartbeat. My goodness.
Because it wasn't hit that far away from the center fielder. He hit it so hard. It was like in the gap. Oh, my goodness.
Two-run double for Shohei. Dodgers on top 3-1.
You got to check that ball for a dent.
Shohei and Ellie De La Cruz having some laughs out there at second base. Back to Yamamoto. He bets. Good pick here by Freddie. That was not easy.
It was not easy. Miggy Rowe kind of gets in the way of Mookie a little bit. But you know what? Sometimes when you throw it down, you give your first baseman a chance instead of wide or high.
And a strikeout with the cutter. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Yoshinobu. Top of the sixth. One out for Conforto. Burns gets the strikeout, but it gets away and Conforto reaches.
Really weird the way the catcher caught or tried to catch that ball.
And then this from Kim. He drops down the bunt. Burns fields it and throws it away.
Put some pressure on the defense. You never know what could happen.
Sometimes, a lot of times, pitchers do not like throwing off the mound, or excuse me, away from the mound. You're going to see him throw it away, putting the pressure. And here a safety squeeze that the runner at third base doesn't have to go.
Yeah.
You read it, the ball's bunted pretty hard there. You could have stopped and gone back to third, but you took the gamble and just lost.
So out at the plate is Conforto. Burns' night would be done after 5 2/3. He struck out 10 Dodgers in this game. Dalton Rushing lines one to right. Benson tracks it down. The Dodgers can't take advantage of the error and the wild pitch. Bottom of the sixth, De La Cruz leading it off. And Yoshi gets the call.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
It's number 7 for Yamamoto.
Wasn't the only one that Andy Butcher missed back there.
He had a tough night.
Yep.
Both sides. 3 batters later, 2 down for Spencer Steer in foul territory.
Yamamoto, man, just keep on coming.
Still a 3-1 game. Dodgers needing to tack on. They've got first and second, nobody out for Teoscar Hernandez. This was a long at-bat, and Teo wins it.
I love these at-bats because you get a chance to see a lot of different pitches there. He stays back, rocket in the gap, clutch, RBI knock, Teoscar Hernandez.
Take another look at that swing.
Man, after fouling off some tough pitches, he was battling, gets one he can handle. And how about Freddie Freeman right here? Breaking ball, find the hole.
Ground ball with eyes into right field, 5-1 Dodgers.
That's the advantage of being a left-handed hitter. When you have a runner on first base, you can shoot that hole there. Gets himself RBI knock.
Back to Yamamoto, bottom of the 7th inning, just cruising at this point. Goes with the split.
It wasn't just fastball, split finger today. It was fastball, up, down, split finger, slider. I mean, he was using everything.
Another strikeout there of Benson, then Marte. Up the middle, Kim's going to handle that.
Great play by Kim, and on the back end of this play, Freddie Freeman.
7 innings for Yamamoto. The stretch and the dive by Freddie Freeman for the out to finish off that frame. Top of the 8th. Dalton Rushing leading off for the Dodgers. And he just gets hit on the pinky.
Oh, man.
Looked awfully painful. He'd be down for quite some time, but would stay in the game.
We say it all the time, the small bones there in the wrist, hand area, fingers, and it's so painful, especially when you're gripping the bats. Does not feel good.
We go to the ninth, 5-1 Dodgers. Blake Trinan has been out since April 13th with a forearm sprain. Walked Gavin Lux after getting ahead 0-2, but he strikes out Spencer Steer looking. And then Stevenson, first pitch, base hit.
Just a good piece of hitting there. I mean, huge holder on the right side. Tip your hat.
Got ahead of Benson as well with 2 strikes. But then his 0-2 pitch is lined to right field for an RBI single.
I know Blake Trinan is going to be upset about the Lux walk, but also that 0-2 pitch there with Benson. Yep.
Strikes out Marte, so he has 2 down, 1 out away, but he walks Friedel on 3 pitches. Dave Roberts has to come get him. Tell Trinan not happy. Dave Roberts going with Jack Dreyer, lefty, even with a right-handed batter at the plate, but Dreyer gets McClain to ground out to Mookie Betts. And the Dodgers able to get the win, the series opener in Cincinnati, as they take it 5-2, improving to 62-45 on the season. Yoshinobu Yamamoto picks up win number 9 on the season, allows just 1 run over 7 innings, had 9 strikeouts. Jack Dreyer, first career save. Shohei went 1 for 3 with a double, couple of RBIs, walked twice, and Mookie 2 for 4 with a double. He walked, he stole his 7th base, and scored 3 runs. Here's what's coming up on the calendar. 2 more games in Cincinnati. Tyler Glasnow will start tomorrow. Shohei will pitch on Wednesday. The Dodgers are off Thursday before the road trip heads to Tampa to play the Rays. The Dodgers finally back home next Monday to host the St. Louis Cardinals. All of these games right here on Sportsnet LA. 9 hits for the Dodgers today, including Mookie Betts' first multi-hit game in over 2 weeks. Dodgers take game 1 in Cincinnati 5-2. Plenty more reaction coming up.
Going right back at him to center field. This ball was rocketed. Outstanding job, Shohei Ohtani picking up that RBI double. Love the bat speed. When we talk about Shohei Ohtani shortening up his swing, we know he has that long ball, but picking up that 2-run double, love to see the Big Show doing big things.
Dodgers go on to win 5-2 over the Reds. Let's head back to Cincinnati and hear from Dalton Rushing with Kirsten and the media.
We were just talking to Yoshinobu, just when you kind of look at this outing today, how you guys were able to navigate through their lineup. He said, one, just how impressed he was with you and how you called the game, but kind of what was the focus for you guys and how you were able to kind of keep them off balance?
Yeah, we had to make a couple pivots after the first. They showed that they were attacking Yoshi's normal game plan, and they were kind of all over it to start. And yeah, like I said, we had to change lanes a little bit and kind of mix it up. And once we kind of found our groove, it was easier to call the game from there.
Was it part of that kind of going to the sinker a little bit more? Because
it was a little bit of everything. I mean, Yoshi has so many pitches. He basically can manipulate anything and throw whatever he wants. And that's what makes it fun to call a game for him. He did a really good job of being sure to execute pitches that needed to be executed, and when he needed to make a miss, he missed in the right spot. So, like I said, it makes things a little easier when a guy has that many pitches and he can throw them all for a strike.
So what do you guys kind of like change after that first inning? Is it more just like how aggressive you are in the zone against them? Or?
I would almost say the opposite. They're picking and choosing what to go up there and be aggressive to, so you kind of navigate through those things, and you can kind of, a lot of these hitters, you can kind of see their game plan from pitch 1, what they're doing in the box, how they're moving, their moves as a hitter. It allows you to kind of read their mind a little more and just kind of avoid the damage areas and stay out of their hot zones.
And for you, like they talk so much about bringing you up here so you can kind of have experience like with the staff and working through, is like tonight like an example where you can kind of lean on that a little bit, like with your work with him, and also just kind of knowing how to adjust in the middle of a big league game like that?
Yeah, it's from a catching side, I've felt very comfortable throughout my time here. I know it's short, but I felt very comfortable, especially with a guy like Yoshi, and even the rest of the staff. It's I feel like I have built some trust with a lot of these guys that allows me to kind of just call my game of what I'm seeing, and the more they trust in me, obviously it's a good boost of confidence for sure moving forward as far as just calling a game.
How do you feel about all that? Like, obviously feeling good about where your development's at on the catching side of things, while also still trying to like get a rhythm and adjust to not hitting it and playing every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I get told every day. They know I can hit. They're not worried about that for the long term. And I tell myself that as much as I can every day. Obviously, it's tough not doing the things that you're capable of in a box and not having success. I guess you could say trust me, it's very frustrating. And I know as long as I stay on the defensive side and I call a good game and give us a chance to win, I'm going to be in a good spot. Everything's clean. I'm good.
All right, so that is good news right there, that he dodged a bullet getting hit by a pitch there on his pinky, Nomar. But we heard him talking about the emphasis on defense. We know he's got a cannon of an arm. He calls a good game back there, so he's still able to impact games, even if he's not swinging the bat his best right now.
Yeah, you know, it has been a short time since we've been up here, and I've been really impressed the way he has adjusted over the course of the game. I know they were talking about his game calling, talking about the trust from the pitchers, but he has done a tremendous job because it's not just one-dimensional. He's not always just following the script. He's recognizing what the pitchers have that day. I've seen him make calls to try to get pitchers that may be out of sync for a little bit and then find the pitch that gets them back in the sequence and their timing and get them back on track. He also takes it personally when there's struggles. If a pitcher happens to struggle that day, he's taking it like, this is not on the pitcher, it's my fault. You know, I couldn't find the right, fingers to go down to help them get him back on track. So, that kind of accountability, but also just his game calling and his arm. I mean, as far as defense is concerned, I think he's really ahead of as far as maturity and where he is, being a young guy in a short period of time. He's ahead of the game.
We've asked a lot of him. I know that Will Smith is the best catcher in the National League, and he's the everyday catcher, but it's so hard for a young player to play once or twice a week and then also be a catcher, trying to navigate the pitching staff, gain their trust, and certainly the pitching staff has his trust. He puts down, well, we don't put down fingers anymore.
I said the same thing. That's what I was thinking. The fingers, I guess.
He's pressing the right buttons. But here's the thing. We know he's got a rocket of an arm, strong, accurate. He has really come along as far as calling a game. And really the calling card is his bats. And that is a thing that I think he's going to excel at the big league level, swinging the bat. But it's hard to hit the big leagues, only playing once or twice a week. I think everybody understands that. But he continues to grow as a play caller. He's done a great job.
All right, Dodgers 5-2 over the Reds. Dave Roberts, some high praise for Yoshinobu Yamamoto's start tonight. We will hear from Doc and more coming up next. Tonight's top-tier stat line brought to you by Arco. Jerry, Yoshinobu Yamamoto getting it done on the road, lowered his road ERA to 1.78, third best in baseball.
He's the ultimate competitor that likes going on the road and shutting people up. Remember that old video of Kobe Bryant with the finger to his mouth to keep quiet? That's what Yamamoto loves to do. On the road, shutting them up.
Really dominant effort tonight for him in Cincinnati. Nomar, 21 swings and misses, the most he's ever had in a big league game. How did he get it done tonight?
Listen, he had all his pitches working, and there was no pattern. There was nothing you could just sit on. One thing he was doing unbelievable was getting ahead of the hitters and getting strike one. But we're going to go to the K zone and look what he used to put away pitches. And you're thinking, okay, yeah, he had 9 strikeouts, so he must have just put them all away with that splitter, right? Split fastball. No, he wasn't. He got 1-2, getting ahead of the hitter, climbing the ladder with the fastball, doing it a couple of times there, just climbing the ladder. Oh, but then he has the curveball as well. You're looking for that split, but there's the curveball. There's split finger that we're talking about. Yeah, he still has that. But how about this 3-2 fastball? I mean, that was just painting right there on the corner. Then he has the cutter as well. So you have a different break on that breaking ball as you're seeing as a hitter. Climbing the ladder, okay, you get a little bit of help there, but you're also earning that help as well because you are pounding the zone so much and you are using just different pitches. Even some of those swings and misses, they're going to be strikes anyway, so you have to go after them.
His last start, they had a team, I believe it was the Minnesota Twins. Anything at the knees, below, they just took. anything at the knees and above, they're ready to hit it. He got hit around a little bit. So what he did was, okay, this team may do the same thing. I'm going to even elevate that fastball. So when you see it up, they're going to attack. And you saw a lot of swing and miss. Great job adjusting, and that's what big leaguers, especially great big leaguers, do. They adjust right away in his very next start, and then also using all his pitches, like you said, Noam, no pattern whatsoever, and the Reds were baffled.
Yoshi picks up win number 9 on the season. Let's go back to Great American Ballpark. Dave Roberts right now with Kirsten and the media.
Well, Dave, just Yoshinobu, how impressive was he today?
He was fantastic. It seemed like, you know, I think he had all of his pitches working tonight. It seemed like he did a much better job getting ahead of hitters. You know, whether that situational inning with a couple of strikeouts early, but he seemed like he got better as the game went on, which is a good sign. And we needed 7 innings, and you know, just overall outstanding.
Dalton was saying that after the first inning, they kind of had to change the game plan. When we talk about just him evolving as a play caller, how have you seen him do just that?
Dalton's been great. You know, I think that, you know, he's always going to be frustrated with his hitting, but I really believe that his fingers, the receiving, his relationship with the pitchers is continuing to build and get stronger. And I just thought he sequenced and was able to kind of, you know, pivot a little bit, like you mentioned with the game plan, and just kind of reading and reacting from what the hitters are telling you. And that's something that, you know, typically young catchers just don't have that ability.
There's like a month there where Yoshi's numbers or just performances are a little more uneven. This last month has been really good. Like, what have you seen change here the last couple of times out, and how impressive has that been to you, how he's been able to adjust in the middle of the year and get back to kind of where he was at the start?
Well, it's great. I think that he's in a good spot physically. I think the curveballs come into play. He's been consistent with that. I think the last couple he's gotten strike one. When he needs to make a pitch, the split's been there. Like I said, using the curveball to get back in accounts, and the strikeout when he needs it. But yeah, it's good to see him get back, you know, when he was kind of middling for a bit there, and get back to being the dominant pitcher that we know he can be. And even for me tonight, I thought there was still more in there if we needed. But I felt good going to Vesia right there, and he'll pitch on Sunday. It'll be a day game. It'll be hot. So, you know, get him to the century mark tonight, and, you know, he'll be ready to go again on Sunday.
With all you guys have gone through pitching-wise this year, to have him pitching like he is, and know, like, you're going to have Tyler and then Show and then Blake coming back too, like, how good are you feeling about where the group is at right now with the rotation?
Yeah, we feel good. We feel really good. Kind of trying to stabilize some things in the pen. But I think with the starters, getting guys back, you know, with what Tyler's done so far, we got him going tomorrow, so that's encouraging. But, you know, even Blake tonight, I thought there were some near misses. He's frustrated, I'm sure, because he wants to be perfect, but I still thought the stuff was good. And for me, right there, I just didn't want to extend him too much in his first outing back, given the adrenaline, the emotion, things like that. So it was good to see Jack come in and do a nice job to get that last hitter.
Can you talk about the offense being more consistent? How much is it going to sort of depend on, like, Mookie, Shohei, and Teo, and guys at the top of the order kind of setting this up?
Well, it's, you know, the offense is predicated on those guys, and you know, revolves around those guys. I did like the way early on in the game Shohei got the guy over to third base, got Mookie over to third base, and Teo drove him in and still shortening up his swing to make a productive out. But yeah, Shohei's double was big to kind of give us a little breather. But Mookie showing some life was good. But yeah, it's all predicated on those guys being good. I mean, that's kind of why they're on the roster.
Is a game like this, for the most part, kind of closer to the more tightened-up play that you've been wanting to see this past couple of weeks and hadn't been?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think that it wasn't perfect, but I still felt, you know, Teo fighting that at bat to get a base hit, you know, a slider down below. I still think Andy's still swinging the bat well. And yeah, to not have Will in the lineup tonight, to still put some runs across was good. But I think, yeah, overall, it's kind of what I envision from our ball club. And, you know, Miggy Rowe's been playing really good baseball, so that's been fun to watch, the defensive side. And, you know, Mookie doing his thing now, and obviously he's playing great shortstop. So, in totality, quality ball game.
How much of a concern is
Yeah, it's day to day. Couldn't play defense tonight, so there was an at bat in the middle of the game where, under normal circumstances, I would have hit him for Kim with the bases loaded with one out, but he just couldn't play defense tonight. So, trying to protect him for the short and the long term. So, I'm waiting on word from the training staff if he can play tomorrow. So. Yeah, we'll see. But obviously, if I couldn't hit him tonight, and for him to not be able to play 3 innings of defense, isn't a great feeling.
Is Freeland going to be here as insurance for him, or is he?
Alex is coming, and we'll see. He's going to come, and we'll see. What direction we go. With who, but it's not a certainty. But he is en route.
Haesung Kim, I guess, kind of a part of that conversation, just with the shoulder.
He is. Yeah, Haesung is part of that as well. He's fighting it. Will never admit it, but you can just see offensively with the bat, he's just not himself right now. So we're just kind of trying to figure out, if one of those guys, if we do need to make a move with one of those guys.
How do you walk the line between playable and it being valuable just to put one of them on the IL and make sure that they're all the way?
That's the thing, that it is a blurred line. The players obviously feel that they're not hurt where they can play and post, which is great. But, the line of, are you still hurting the team, hurting yourself? That's the thing that the organization, the training staff, we got to make that decision.
All right, so Dave Roberts does confirm the in-game reports we had heard and read from some of the Dodgers beat writers about Alex Freeland being called up from AAA Oklahoma City. Whether he is activated for tomorrow's game, Jerry, remains to be seen. But he also talked about Haesung Kim and how he just doesn't look right swinging the bat at the plate. Really going back to Friday in Boston, you can tell that shoulder is really bothering him.
Yeah, it is bothering him. And here's another thing, too. You don't want to start to create bad habits as well. So if his shoulder is really bothering him, I think it behooves the Dodgers to put him on the IL. Make sure that shoulder is right. He's in pain. And that's why Freeland is on his way to Cincinnati. And looks like he might be making his major league debut or have a chance to tomorrow night.
Yeah, you can really see the struggles Haesung Kim. I mean, against Crochet, we saw it, and yet he still managed to get 2 hits. But you can tell some of those swings where he was wincing even after the miss, and how he was able to just I think he was maybe feeling like, man, pretty fortunate that he was able to get the bat to some of those pitches and then get out a couple hits. But we also heard Dave Roberts talk about not just Kim, when he was thinking about pinch hitting him in a certain situation, just to have Tommy Edman come in and just play defense for 3 innings, and that wasn't able to do that. So that's going to be a tough call to see who might be going on the IL. It sounds like both of them maybe need some time on the IL. Maybe that's something to consider, too, to kind of say, okay, who do you have to maybe put a couple of those guys on there as well. But you can tell both these guys, I mean, at least Kim, you can definitely see that shoulder, and it really does affect him. When you don't have that shoulder to help you get that barrel on top of the ball, you can really saw how much he was just swinging underneath of those pitches.
Yeah, look incredibly limited tonight in the first game of the series. Dodgers, they'll get the win over the Reds. Michael Conforto made a really nice catch in left field right here. Up next, we're going to hear from Tommy Edman, who was scratched before the game. Says he hopes to be back out there tomorrow by going to Jack in the Box for a free Jumbo Jack with a purchase of a large drink at an LA area location. Tonight it was Yoshinobu Yamamoto carrying the load as he had 9 strikeouts. Dodgers finished with 12 total, and they get a win 5-2. Before the game, Tommy Edman was scratched from the lineup. Right now, he's speaking with Kirsten and the media.
We know that Dave had mentioned kind of just the ankle still bothering you a little bit here and there. How are you feeling right now? Is it something that you're thinking it might make more sense to go back on the IL, or is it feeling actually like a day-to-day thing right now?
No, I felt fine till yesterday. I had just a little tweak of it yesterday, and didn't feel great today, but hoping to get back in there tomorrow.
Frustrating.
Where do you feel it the most? Is it like running? Is it swinging? Like where does it really impact your ankle?
Just running. Swinging is fine.
Has it been bothering you the last couple of weeks, or had it gotten pretty much back to normal before this last little flare-up?
It's something that's kind of like always there, but not. I would say it's been pretty normal.
It happened on like a play or just
yesterday? You're talking about? Yeah, just rounding the bases.
Has that happened from time to time, like since you came back from the IL, like re-tweaking it?
I think it was the second time. The other time was against the Mets at home. I think it was like early June. So it feels about like that.
Is this just going to be a thing you're going to have to manage if you're going to keep playing on it just for the rest of the year? Or?
I hope not. Hopefully it doesn't come up again. And, this is really not, I feel like it's not a big deal at all. It's just kind of was at a point where I didn't feel like I was able to run full speed today and, got some good treatment today. So hopefully I'll be back able to do it tomorrow.
Still more reaction straight ahead. Dodgers back into the win column 5-2 over the Reds in Cincinnati. Cubs announcing that Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg passed away at the age of 65 after a long battle with cancer. League MVP. In 1984, 10-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glover. And Jerry, you grew up in Chicago, and you know how much of an icon Ryno was in Chicago.
He was one of my heroes growing up. Even though I grew up a White Sox fan, we'd always watch the Cubs games. Watch the Cubs game early, and then obviously the White Sox game after. And I became friends with Ryne Sandberg. I got traded over to the Cubs. I know we were teammates. You saw Ryno as well. We'd see Ryno, Sean Dunston in spring training all the time. And I gravitated to Ryne Sandberg. This guy was a wealth of knowledge, humble superstar, but cared about your family, cared about you as a person. And he gave me one of the best financial advices. And I still should tell him when I'd see him at Cooperstown and thank him for that. But a class act, a guy that you'd want your son to be just like. Carried himself the best you can as a human being. And I know Nomar, we got a chance to know him playing for the Cubs. He's one of the class acts you'd ever find. And Ryno, you're going to be missed, man. We love you, man.
Yeah, definitely missed. Definitely sad day because, I just think about, we all know, we see these players on the field and we know how great these Hall of Fame players like Ryne, but to get to know him off the field, Jerry, you said, he was just a true gentleman. Everybody who knows him, came in contact with him, knows that he was just a true, genuine gentleman and will dearly be missed.
And we know this is the Dodger Network, but it's Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Our heroes we have from Tommy Lasorda, Vince Scully, but this is baseball, man. And Ryno epitomized what a Hall of Famer, a Hall of Fame person he could be, and what an incredible man. It is tough day for all of baseball.
Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs, all of us losing Ryne Sandberg at the age of 65, one day after the Hall of Fame inductions. Sandberg was inducted himself back in 2005. More coming up.
Now on the mound.
Listen, Yamamoto set the tone. We talk about how it can affect other pitchers. Hopefully Glasnow does well.
All right, for Jerry, Nomar, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow pregame right here on Sportsnet LA, 3 o'clock. We'll see you then.
素晴らしい2人の活躍でしたね。ジェリー氏が言っていた通り、パターンを読ませない圧巻の投球を披露してくれました。大谷翔平選手も後半戦絶好調で連続安打を積み重ねています。次の先発も期待ですね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。